But I know I said that I wasn't going to buy any more books because I wanted to go through my physical TBR, but maybe in a few months I'll buy another one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about this video today because I kept getting this ad on my Instagram as I was scrolling through over and over again. So I was like, let me make a video on this. I'm gonna post the little picture I have of it. So I've come across this a million times and they look super cute. So they're Amazon original stories, Improbable meet cutes, 6 short rom-coms to warm your heart. You can read and listen to them for free with Amazon Prime. First up, we have The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. We have Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez, Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne, Drop Cover and Hold On by Jasmine. I'm not gonna say her last name because I know I'm gonna mess it up. And then the next one is With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. And then the final one is Royal Valentine by Sahara Wilson. So again, I'm super excited about this. I'm going to read them, I'm going to vlog it, and I'm going to tell you guys if they're worth your time and what I think. So yeah, let's go get into our rom-com novella era. It's me again. I wanted to come on here and update you about what I've read so far. I actually took my Kindle to work today and I had some free time to start the Christina Lauren novella, and so far it has just been like chapters that are all emails. So essentially in 2014, a boy emailed thinking it was a professor saying, hey, like, I see I have a missing assignment. I'm pretty sure I did it. Will you check, or I can redo it? And he ended up emailing a different student. So she replies like, hey, like, you have the wrong email, but they continue talking, and it happens to be Valentine's Day. So they actually do this tradition every single year. So each chapter is a different Valentine's Day where they email each other, and they kind of start forming this friendship throughout like the 10 years. So now we're in 2024 and I stopped because it's no longer in emails and I think they're actually meeting each other. So I think it's about to get really interesting, but so far so good. It was a little confusing at first trying to like decipher who was who, but once you get past that, like, it's super, super fast. Like, I could have read it all in one sitting at work, but I was like, you know what, let me stop here, let me go home, film my intro, and also film a little bit of me reading this book, like vlog style. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to cook my dinner and then I'm gonna end my night watching Modern Family and reading the rest of this novella. I don't know why I freaked out, but in the letters they just signed, like, they didn't have their full names, and then like the email address, it didn't list their full names either, so you don't know their full names. And I found out her name is Tara and his name is Callum because it was just T and C, and I'm like, I didn't expect it to be Callum. I don't know why I was like, Callum Hood, 5 Seconds to Summer. Hi everyone, it is the next day. Last night I finished The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren, the first novella in the Improbable meet cutes little like short stories. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. I would say it's like a 3.5 star. I don't think like you could rate not like novellas really highly because it's not a full book, but I really, really enjoyed this one. And I found myself like, when I finished it, I was like, man, like I would devour this if it was a full book. Like, I just ended reading that like thinking like, I wish this was like 350 pages because I would eat it up. So essentially the novella was about this guy and this girl who ended up texting for about like, what was it, like 7-10-ish years. They started this tradition. So every year they would email each other on Valentine's Day to say happy Valentine's Day and kind of catch up on each other's lives. And as they continued to do this, they got to know each other more and more, and they became really good friends. So they decided they wanted to meet each other, and it's like 2024. They're like, now's the time, we're gonna meet each other this year. But what happens is they end up like kind of coincidentally meeting each other. It was really good. It was really cute. I wish it was a full book. I think like it definitely has potential like to be that, but sadly it's not, and I'm really sad about it, but I really enjoyed it. But now I'm going to read the next book, which is by Abby Jimenez, and this book, I don't know anything about it, but I looked it up. It's like 60 pages long, and it's called The Worst Wingman Ever, I believe. Yes, Worst Wingman Ever. And I'm really interested to see how this goes, because I'm like, how can something be 60 pages? Like that's not a novella, that's a short story. Anyway, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna cozy in. It's like a dreary day, and I'm just gonna go cuddle on my couch and see what Abby Jimenez's writing is all about. I don't even know like this character at all, like literally the first page, but it's like kind of funny. She goes, like, she's talking about how someone put something on her car, and she was like, where was it? It says, I was not getting unalived on Valentine's Day. Like, I don't know why that statement is really funny. And she said, some girl would be on YouTube 3 years from now doing her makeup while she covered the chilling Valentine's Day death of a local single Burbank nurse who died because she didn't have a boyfriend to walk her to her car. No thank you, kill me tomorrow. I just think it's funny because I have watched so many like murder, makeup, and mysteries. What's her name? By Bailey Sarian, that it's relatable. I just thought that was funny. Alright, so I actually just finished Worst Wingman Ever in one sitting. It was only 57 pages, so it was really, really fast. And that book was crazy because I wanted to laugh. Like, I started off like thinking it was so funny and witty, and then I wanted to cry. And I'm just like, how can an author make me feel this way in 57 pages? And that makes me really, really want to read more, like, not more, but just like try Abby Jimenez's books out, because I've never read any of her books. I don't know if this one counts because it's kind of a novella. Anyway, this novella was about a hospice nurse, and she comes out of taking care of her grandma, and that's where it's like really sad, because she's helping her grandma, but she's like watching her slowly pass away, and like just like what she was going through and what she was talking about made me really, really sad. I kind of like got a little bit of like tears welling up in my eyes. But she goes out one day to her car, and there is a note on her windshield, and it happens to be a Valentine's Day card, but turns out someone put it on the wrong car. And you flash forward to the man's point of view, and it is the guy who lives in the same complex as her grandma's brother, and he was tasked with putting this on a car, but it happens to be like a similar model to his brother's girlfriend. So he mistakenly does that, and then they kind of start having this conversation with notes and little things that get placed on her windshield every day. So it's actually really fun. It's a cute concept. It was very good. It definitely made me feel a lot of different things, and I enjoyed my time a lot reading it. It just like made me sad. I think that's something to look into. Like, do you want to be sad when you read a book? I don't. So for that, like, I don't really have a rating for this because it was only like 57 pages, and I don't want to be like, oh, it's only like this many stars because I was sad. Like, but I did enjoy my time reading it, and I think other people would really enjoy it too, because like I laughed. Like, I wanted to laugh out loud at some points. So I do recommend it, but I also highly suggest like you look into it and see if it's something you want to read first, if that's something that triggers you. But yeah, that one was fun. The next one is the one by Sally Thorne. She wrote The Hating Game, and I think it's called Daisy and the Dreamboat or something like that. That's also a short one. I believe that one's like 45 pages. I don't think I'm gonna read it today. I think I'm actually gonna read When in Rome, which I started a couple days ago, and I really want to get through that. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, and we will read the next one very soon. It's update time. So today at work I had a lot of free time and I ended up finishing 2 more of the novellas. The first one I want to talk about is the one by Sally Thorne. She wrote Rosie and the Dreamboat, and she also wrote The Hating Game. And I get what people say about her writing is immature, because the whole time I was reading this I was like, ew. Like, I was cringing. I was like, I have the ick. Like, there was nothing enjoyable about this read. This is one of the quotes. Are you ready? "She's my bravest little clamshell trooper this side of the city." Like, what is that? Like, he kept calling her clamshell, and I was like, I don't know, like, it makes me so grossed out. And the whole premise of this novella was this girl, what is her name? That's like, I don't recommend this to you. If, like, what you're getting from this is don't read this, don't waste your time. It was not good. I don't remember her name, but basically the main female character takes her sister, I remember her sister's name, Bree. She takes her sister to this like spa because her sister just got like a promotion. She's a lawyer and everything. So she takes her to this high advanced spa and they go into these, I don't know, I guess it's like a hot tub-esque type thing, and they close the lid and you're like in this floating like hot tub type thing, and she gets stuck. So the fire department comes and like she's talking to this guy through like the hot, I don't know what to call it. They don't really give it a name, but the way the guy is talking to her and the way she's talking to him is complete cringe fest. Like, I was so uncomfy the way that they were talking to each other, and I'm like, you don't even know what each other looks like, and first of all, why are you talking to her like she's like a baby, blah blah. And then also she was so like, oh, you're definitely gonna prefer my sister, I don't know why you're like sitting here talking to me. And I'm like, girl, stand up for yourself. Like, stop crying and whining about like your sister being better than you. So that was a whole big thing, and I was like, all of these characters are unlikable. The main character unlikable because like she complains like that her sister has everything and she has nothing. Also, she's super cringy. Like, she was like telling the guy like, oh, your laugh is like pastel rainbow, and I'm like, what? And then he was super cringe by like the way he was talking to her was like how I pictured like a grandpa would talk to like a grandchild of like 4 or 5 years old. Like, oh, like my bravest little clamshell. Like, yeah, I don't know. I was not impressed with this one. It just, the whole time I was like, ick, 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 ick. And then the other one was Jasmine, I don't know how to say her last name, but it was Drop, Cover, and Hold On. I liked the premise of this one. It was basically like this girl went to this bakery all the time and she thought like the baker hated her just by like his facial expressions and things like that. So she's like, oh, I'm never gonna go to the bakery again. She ends up going in and there's an earthquake. And so like obviously they're stuck in this bakery together. But my thing was like, it was like an insta-love kind of thing. And I don't like insta-love. And especially when it's like this short of novella. Like, the novella was, I don't know, like 50, like 60 pages. And he was like, I've liked you ever, like I fell for you ever since you came into my bakery, like I've liked you for that long. And then like there's actually like a very graphic, like spicy scene in this short novella, and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. But like, that being said, it wasn't bad. I just, it wasn't my cup of tea. So those two I wouldn't recommend. So far, the first two I would recommend. Christina Lawrence and then Abby Jimenez, their little novellas. The next one I'm going to read is Ashley Poston's With Any Luck, and I'm excited about this because I've never read any Ashley Poston books, and I want to see what her writing's all about. So we're going to read that. I'm sat here listening to this audiobook, and I'm so used to listening to like mysteries or thrillers, and listening to a romance book and the spicy scene comes up, I'm just like, it's so, like, why is it so uncomfortable to listen to the spicy scene, but when I'm reading it, like, it's not, like, I don't have that same reaction. I don't understand. But I'm gonna keep keep listening to this. I just finished listening to With Any Luck by Ashley Poston, and it was really good. I definitely would say it's like a 3.75. The audiobook was only about an hour long, and it was very therapeutic to just kind of sit and listen to it while I worked on my journal. As far as story-wise goes, I really liked it. So this girl's best friend is getting married, and he asked her to be his best man, and then his fiance asked her best friend to be her maid of honor, but her best friend is a guy, so kind of like roles reversed. And so the main character believes that after everyone, like, she's kissed anyone, the next day they find the love of their life. So a couple years ago, I think, she met the best friend of her best friend's fiance, and they kind of fooled around a little bit, but she wouldn't let him kiss her because she was like, he's gonna find the love of his life the next day, and he like was just messing with her, like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't know, it was just kind of a thing between the two of them. And what happens is she gets like really, really drunk because she's doing like the bachelor's party, and he knocks on her door the next morning. He's like, I can't find the groom. So they're kind of retracing their steps together to find out where the groom is. And along the way, she kind of starts remembering bits and pieces of the night and trying to like piece back everything that happened. And I'm not gonna ruin it for anyone because it's actually so quick to read and it's actually really cute. Definitely think if you like Ashley Poston, you should check it out. And if like you wanna see if you'll maybe want to pick up another one of her books or like try her writing out, I definitely think you could start here. I for sure want to, like, I already wanted to read The Dead Romantics and The 7-Year Slip, but this has definitely got me way more excited to pick those books up. Yeah, so I can't wait to read more of her books, and I'm on to the last novella, and hopefully it is as good as some of them. Some of them were not great, so I'm hoping it ends on a strong note.
Chapter 4. He glanced at his phone. I usually hear from him today. He has a habit of reaching out to friends on Mondays.
Wait.
Why was that?
Wait. Did they just mention the very first novella, like a character from the very first novella in this novella? That's crazy. That's crazy. Hi friends, I just finished listening to / reading Royal Valentine by Sahara Wilson, which is the last book in the Improbable Meet Cute, and I hated the way it ended. But to be fair, I also zoned out for the majority of the end of the book, so if that tells you anything. There's this big reveal at the end of the book, and then the main male character gets like really, really angry, and that's where they lost me. Because I was like, why is he getting angry over this? Like, he's being so dramatic, he's being dumb. And obviously, like, everything gets rekindled, but I couldn't get past the fact that he took this random girl from the Spanish Steps that was unconscious back to his house. And I can't get over the fact that he got so angry over something so silly. So yeah, I gave it 2 stars, maybe 2.5, because like it was interesting. The premise of it I liked, and I enjoyed some of my time listening to it, but overall, like, it wasn't that good. Anyway, I am going to think about all of my thoughts on these little novellas, and tomorrow I will sit down and tell you what ones out of the 6 are really worth your time. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's go through the list of these novellas and let me tell you if they're worth it or if you should just skip it altogether. So let's start off with the very first novella. It is The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren, and I 100% think that this one is worth the time. It's so cute. It's so short, but it's so fun, and I definitely wish, like I said earlier in the video, I wish this was a full book, because I would have ate up this full book. Like, it was that good for being I don't know, 70 pages. I totally enjoyed it, and I definitely think you should all read this one if you're going to read any of these novellas. The next one was Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. This one I did enjoy. I do think that it's worth it, but I also think if you're someone who doesn't like to read a little bit of sad books, maybe skip this one. I guess it's honestly your personal preference. Overall, I do think it was really good, and it makes me want to read Abby Jimenez books because I've never really explored her as an author. So I think this one is worth it. Next one is Sally Thorne's Rosie and the Dreamboat. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wish I didn't read it. So don't waste your time with this. Next one is Drop Cover and Hold On by Jasmine Gilroy. I don't know how to say it, but I also don't think this one is really worth your time. I know a lot of people don't like, what is it? Not slow burn. What's the opposite of slow burn? Insta-love? Insta-love. That's what this was, and I really didn't like it. It was really, really fast. Kind of made me uncomfy at some points. It wasn't bad though. Like the writing was good, the story, like the premise of it was cute. It wasn't like Rosie and the Dreamboat where it was like super cringe. This one was fine, but it's just personally not something I feel like everyone needs to read. It's not, you know, legendary. Then it's Ashley Poston with Any Luck, and this one was cute. I would say like give or take it. It's not bad, but it's not like, oh my god, obsessed. So I think I would say that it's worth your time, but again, it's one of those where it's like in the middle. And then the last one is Royal Valentine by Sahara Wilson, and I'm gonna say no for this one. I started liking it at first, but then it got really weird with like the man taking an unconscious girl, and I just couldn't get past that, and then it annoyed me in the end. So overall, I don't think that one is worth your time at all. I definitely think 3 of them are totally worth it if you want something fast and like a short palette cleanser before you dive into like another fantasy or something more challenging. These are perfect because they're so short. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the Improbable Meet Cutes, and I honestly found a couple new authors I want to explore more, so that was really successful, I think. Overall, it was fun. I had a good time, and I'm really glad I could share my thoughts with all of you, and I hope you found this helpful. I hope you liked this. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next one.